I should start at the beginning. The very beginning. Where should I start? How about the beginning? The very beginning.
Right. So let me ask you this. Where would you like to start off with? Do you want to start off with?
Oh, I got an idea. Let's start at the beginning. The very beginning.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what. This was just backup in case I needed to randomly talk about one of these things.
Well, so would you agree?
Can you do the introductory first?
Yes, before I lose this point. Then we can go back to... So, but would you agree that seriousness has a certain frequency, right?
I think it's very stagnant.
That's my point. And so what does jovial fun has a different frequency? Yeah, loosey-goosey. So as I start the podcast trying to, break up the monotony and instill a little bit of certain frequency of carefree, footloose, fancy-free, whatever, fun, exciting, jokes.
Stage jokes?
Jokes? Stage jokes? Not stage jokes.
Okay.
Just him saying you said, hey, I thought I was pretty clever, but apparently I'm only clever in my own mind.
Bravo.
So, that was a clip from Megamind. It's I should start at the beginning. The very beginning. Where should I start? How about the beginning? The very beginning.
Oh my gosh.
If I was going to be a bad boy, I'd be the baddest boy there is. Well, when I did get a caricature done once, they gave me a peanut head. And so they usually take some features and exaggerate them a little bit, but this was pretty spot on. So I got a peanut head.
Well, I hope to drop some bombs today.
Oh. Hi, this is Dr. Dan Langley with Eye-Opening Discussions.
And this is Brooke Bills with I'm Not a Guru, infiltrating your show.
Yes, this is my favorite guest of all time.
This is where, this is what I said. This is where spirit meets sarcasm and the woo-woo meets who knew.
Oh, I like that. I like the sarcasm part because you're pretty, I wouldn't say snarky, but sarcastic, definitely.
What's the difference in those two?
That's for a different discussion.
Oh, I think today's a good discussion. If you say it, you got it.
Well, you sometimes would say that, oh, you're kind of being sarcastic. I'm just being sarcastic. Kind of like
I'm being spicy. I say I'm being spicy.
Yes. Sometimes when people are in their life and they say, I was just kidding, but deep inside it wasn't really a joke. It was a little bit of a zinger or a jab.
Oh, I'm a zinger. I am definitely a zinger. But it's just presenting what you say.
Good, because ultimately we want to be reflections of each other, right? To say, hey, you may not see this, but I am you.
I'm a furry beast. I need to shave.
You got to shave that mustache a little bit. Yeah.
I definitely.
And what was it? The woo-woo meets who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, the woo-woo is how I look at it, whether it's hippy-dippy. There's all these different names that you can say that I have a hard time with.
Yeah.
Due to the way I was raised.
Yeah. So the woo-woo. So what is your interpretation of that? The woo-woo. What does that mean to you?
I think woo-woo.
I think it's Cindy woo-woo. It's Cindy Lou-Woo. But it's close.
It is. It's very similar because it's kind of a cartoonish figure about belief sometimes.
Sure.
Because I would say that woo-woo is the practice of a sentence.
Okay.
In spirituality.
Uh-huh.
And that leads to the beliefs.
Sure.
And what is experimented to find out if it's true or not.
Okay, yeah.
And so there's a lot of people out there that practice what I consider woo-woo. And I definitely think there's a negative tone to woke.
Sure.
And,
yeah.
And woo-woo as well, but I think it's completely different. I think when
I think the intentions of woke were probably pretty genuine because a lot of us are
I don't know who started.
Not woke, but it was created to stir up, energy and to get us talking about what woke means and what that means. And I think to each person it can mean something different. Same thing with kind of the woo-hoo. So for some reason in my mind, when you say woo-hoo, I think of
woke.
Sorry. I'm not getting on the woke part. I'm thinking about the woo-woo.
Woo-woo.
Does that I kind of chuckle at that. Why would I chuckle at that?
Are you woo-woo-y?
No, because it sounds like hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha?
Yeah, hoo-ha.
Like a hoo-ha?
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's always funny. So it's kind of funny. I'm still 14, 51, yet 15. I get my numbers mixed up a little bit. So anyway, so I apologize for digressing. No. So you were talking about the woo-hoo.
I was just saying woo-woo as in the latest fad of belief that people practice.
Like in the spiritual circles?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
So when people use that, for me, I just kind of say, oh, they're talking about spirituality. But I know that sometimes people hear that and they think, oh, that's negative spirituality. And I can understand that.
And I don't think it's negative. I say woo-woo to who knew because sometimes I learned something from them.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where I'm like, I'm open to kind of try to understand.
Okay.
And I'm also here to be like, okay, I tried this.
Yeah.
And tell me your success behind it because I do believe a lot of it is a little woo-woo-woo.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So it's kind of like... It's people are believe in it, but it's not necessarily proven. Is that what you kind of say that woo is?
Well, I think a definition of belief. We talk about belief. A lot of people say I believe in this, but they don't act it. They don't implement it. They don't surround themselves with it.
Sure.
I do that all the time. But in specific, it is like the new age, the woke age.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh gosh, they're woke. But it doesn't matter if you're, whatever your religion is. Like if you believe in something, hopefully you are committed to trying it out and implementing it, not just discussing it.
Yeah. I think there are kind of levels of that. I really like the focus on discussing belief versus knowing. And there's a quote that I read recently. They said, believe if you must, but know if you can. And so I think there's kind of a level of evolution that occurs between belief. Belief is kind of easy. You can believe in anything, right? And a knowing kind of comes through experience. At least that's kind of how I see it.
Right.
And so you've always talked about knowing, and I said, okay, well, what does that mean? That knowing is that still kind of a feeling? Is that still marginally a belief, or is it through like an integration of the experience within your beingness?
I think that a lot of people know, but to know it is to wholeheartedly have experienced it and lean into it and orchestrate your entire life around it. And I'm not saying that I'm using Christianity as the example because that's my default. That whether I believe in the next level, okay, and this is a highly debatable topic, how many dimensions there are, what level, when you die, where you're going to go, that sort of thing. But ultimately, in any religion or any type of spirituality, we can all agree that there's something more than our existence right now. I think that's is that safe?
Yeah. No, I would definitely agree with that.
And in doing that, and operating that way, I kind of regress to saying, did you live that way today? If you believe that you are part of something bigger, if you're in the woo-woo movement, are you living that way, leaving behind the things that you know don't serve your purpose? And a lot of the woo-woo, I think, is great. If you're wearing hemp, and natural fibers and doing all this stuff. And I say for your better body and environment.
Sure.
And then you swing by Starbucks and grab some McDonald's fries in the woo-woo movement,
I see that. I think as we talk about what constitutes being in the woo-woo movement, and I think it raises just a basic amount of awareness. And so then we say, wow, there's so much stuff that we are not really aware of. So where do we start? And a lot of people, I think, start where they are, which is kind of okay, I'm this physical body, because that's, for most of our lives, that's what we think that we are. We just think that this physical vessel, we've been taught that, this physical vessel came from Adam and Eve or the Big Bang or whatever. And so we've had this materialistic, scientific aspect of just who we are. And so some of the other potentialities of who we are as well have been kind of on the sidelines. So I think as people are kind of leaning into this woo-woo space, they say, okay, now how do I integrate that with who I thought I've always been, which is just this material body? So things like, how do I make my body healthy? What type of diet should I have? It's very challenging because there's almost like infinite number of varieties that you can choose from. And so it's like, I believe that being a vegetarian is good. I believe that being a carnivore is good. I believe that being paleo is good. I believe that eating a seafood diet, meaning see whatever food you want and eat it, diet, is a good thing.
That's my kind of diet.
That being said, from a standpoint of, oh, that's a belief because one of my friends is a vegetarian. They said that's good.
Yeah.
Versus, I'm going to try that out and then gain some experience in that.
And then make my decision in my belief.
Yeah. Like I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And so it seems like, it's easy to have a belief in something, and it's quite another thing to then say, okay, I'm going to now try to put that into action, right?
Yeah.
And so the way that I kind of look at that is that the beliefs are just kind of thoughts that we have, and maybe a lightly created emotion behind that. But until the belief gets strong enough that generates a certain type of emotional conviction or emotional intensity with that, then our body's just like in stasis or is in inertia and isn't really going to do much more than it's always been doing until we get enough thoughts and emotions behind that to say, okay, now you're going to do it. So there's
people that are sitting on the couch and they believe they can run a 7-minute mile and they never get off the couch. That's what I'm kind of.
I totally get
I believe on this. I believe in this, but there's no implementation.
Yeah.
And that's where it's creating these divides about woke or woo-woo or hippy-dippy or this way of life. And so I'm just kind of asking about, experiences.
Yeah, and you had mentioned levels earlier. And so the way I think about it is kind of in a level. It's like when we're first born, it's like we can barely roll over, and then we can roll over, and then we can crawl, and then we can stand up, and then we can walk, and then we can run eventually. But those are just kind of sequential stages in our own evolution. And I think that we're all that way as well, on a physical plane, on an emotional plane, on a mental plane, even on a spiritual plane. And so it gets a little challenging to kind of start juggling all these balls. It's really easy when you got one ball, just juggle that one ball in the air, right? And the other one ball is, say, your material form, your physical body.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you have two balls. It's like, whoa, wait a second. This is way harder than just one. And so now it's like, oh, I got to manage my emotions. So now I got to manage my physical body and I got to manage my emotions. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, wait a second. Now you're going to throw me a third ball where now I got to manage my thoughts, my emotions, and my physical ability. And then I got a fourth ball in there. It's like, oh my gosh, it takes practice and experience to do this. Like, I can juggle 4 balls, right?
Good job with your 4 balls. Good job with your 4 balls. But this is what people do though.
Yeah.
The woo-woo movement is where you have this ball and you're like, look at my ball. I'm throwing 1 ball. Did you see this? I got a second ball. I got the third ball. And
everyone with your 2 balls.
Yes. And then I get to 3. And all they're doing it for is look at me, look at me, look at me. Not belief, not
okay,
belief.
I can see that.
That's kind of how I'm looking at it. So juggle all the balls you want. That's on your, but it is definitely a little bit of the question that I have, because people are adamant in believing in something they've never tried. Quite often. I've done it.
Yes.
I don't like that food.
Yeah.
Don't even want to try it.
I totally agree with that. Well, so that seems to be pretty commonplace where people are experts in something that they've never really even tried, or nor do they practice it. So how do we kind of overcome that that pitfall?
Well, number 1 is discussing it and not being defensive. Okay. Because when I say hippie,
are you talking about me? I take that personally.
I would say
that is a big problem that I have.
Me as a human, all of us as a human, when someone says something, it can.
You're talking about me though right now, right?
Bravo. Where's my clapper? Bravo. But we are in this world that is, quote, as free as it's ever been, yet more limited than I've experienced before right now at this given moment, because people are so judgy that they think they're getting judged even when they're not.
I would tend to agree with that.
You see me? I did it. Vegetarianism, wearing hip stuff.
Yeah, and so it's almost like being like a brownie or a Boy Scout, where you get these badges for completing certain tasks, whether it's like Pinewood Derby or building a campfire or something like that. And so sometimes to gauge kind of our progress in along things, we say, oh, I want to have that badge. I want to have that experience doing that. And so sometimes we're proud of those things. Like, look, mommy, I can make a fire. Look, I can change a tire. Or look, I can build a 87-foot skyscraper. So right?
Yeah, and sometimes we just habitually want to tell everyone anything that we've accomplished. Yeah. I'll use 75 Hard as an example.
Yeah. What is 75 Hard?
75 Hard is an amazing book and way of life just to show that you're strong enough to overcome normal situations.
Okay.
And that you're mentally tough.
Yeah.
And it's congratulations to anyone that does it.
Yeah.
But at an experience of a gathering last weekend, people were talking about 75 Hard.
Okay.
And people started chiming in on who did it and that sort of thing. It was a mental challenge for myself.
Yeah.
And I can tell people that, yeah, I completed it, that situation. But if we truly kind of leaned into trying to make ourselves mentally stronger, and we didn't broadcast it, I think the end result would be extraordinary.
I agree.
Extraordinary.
And I also see that sometimes people just want to make a connection. And sometimes it's sometimes a humble brag.
Yeah. No, that's totally.
They also want to say, oh, hey, look, I summited Mount Kilimanjaro, or I fasted for 30 days, or, I ran a marathon. All those things are pretty remarkable in themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes that sharing of stories can be a source of inspiration for people who are needing to get off the couch to do something, or to get out of mental stagnation or emotional stagnation.
I want everyone to make their braggadocious rights on however they need to. I'm just relating that to the way people tell their opinions.
Sure.
It's like, I did this. This is me. This is my way. This is it. And then the second you say anything that doesn't relate, the walls go up. You and I are not the same.
Yeah.
Your belief is different.
Sure.
And people double down on their belief, and it's interesting.
Well, and I think the way that we work to overcome that is just simply by bringing it to our awareness.
I know, right?
In a previous podcast, I talked about caring, and I said caring probably 87,000 times because in my mind I was saying different words. But to be able to focus on almost an infinitude of options, it's challenging to then say, okay, I'm going to focus on something that I'd like to improve. And some of that is to say, well, how am I showing up in a conversation? Am I expressing myself and then holding up walls for people to express themselves as well? Mm-hmm. Or am I just receiving and not wanting to get my story out there because I'm afraid of judgment, etc.? That's kind of an individual journey, I think, that people kind of go through. Things happen.
What we'll do is we'll talk to Connor and make sure that his lunch...
Hey, guess what?
I think
life happens. So, people outside working on the landscaping, or people calling on the phone. Heaven forbid. Oh my, it's ruined. Everything's ruined. We got to start over again.
I'm not laughing. I like it.
That is a comical laugh.
If we were smart though, I should have gone, oh, do you guys hear that? The universe is calling.
See, when you're in that state, then nothing throws you off. But if you let little things get you outside of your focus, then you get distracted. But if you stay focused on what you're trying to express or what you're trying to receive,
right,
then everything else is just like added for our benefit. So that's genius to say, oh, the universe is calling. It's like, look at you, on point, focused and on point, right? So I'd like to thank Brooke again for joining us on Eye-Opening Discussions, a special episode of I'm Not a Guru,
but I want to be.
I'm not a guru, but I like that. Well, so if you're ready to question anything that you think that you know, in order to unlock your true potential and unleash your true purpose, then please join us again on Eye-Opening Discussions. I'm not a guru, but thank you.